Hey guys, Icon here from Vochlea Music. In this video, we'll be using Dubler with Kilohearts Phase Plan synth to make a UK garage style beat. Phase Plan is currently one of the best synths on the market, and the company Kilohearts has recently made all of their plugins and effects available for a subscription model, making it more than accessible. We'll be using some of our favorite phase plant presets while also getting into chord resampling so we can trigger chords using Dubler's pitch controls. Hope you enjoy. The first thing we'll do is lay down a quick garage style drum beat. And for this, we're only going to use a kick, an open hi-hat, a closed hi-hat, a rim, and a snare. But we'll record them one by one to make it easier. In Dubler, we've set up 4 triggers. Here's how they sound. And using these 4 sounds, we're going to record a quick garage beat. So with the drums, what we did is we also layered another hi-hat over the open hi-hat that we recorded. So here's how just those 2 sound together. We also drew in some rim shots, some rim fills. Here's how those look and sound. Now that we have the drums laid down, let's check out some keys. We've actually pre-written down some chords here, but we want to be able to launch these chords with Dubler. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to bounce the audio of the chords, slice them up individually, and then place them in the drum rack so we can launch them with pitch controls via Dubler. First, let's just listen to how these chords sound with Phase Plan's DX Keys preset. This is great for garage and house. Phase Plant has great macros you can edit. Let's find a good setting. Short and stabby should be nice, so what I'm just going to do is I'm going to export this. Coming to File, Export. Gonna hit chord stabs 1. Then I'm going to come to my Finder, bring in the chords here. Just going to get rid of that. So now what you'll do is you'll want to come and cut the chords right from the transient because you don't want to miss any of that initial spiky information. Like that. Zoom as much as you can to be as precise as possible. So we have a total of 8 chords. So now when we open a blank drum rack, we want to put these chords on notes that make sense. So for example, what wouldn't usually make sense is if I'm singing a C, I get a C minor chord, or if I'm singing an F, I get an F minor chord or an F major, depending on the scale. But we're going to mix it up a bit and make it a little more interesting by placing chords not on their root notes, but on other notes that also make sense. And you can figure out the note you want to place it on by simply singing out the note. So I have this piano patch ready here. While these chords are playing, I'm just going to try to figure out the best notes that work. D sharp sounded good, so I'm going to hold that note while record arming the drum rack to see exactly where it is. So there, I put the D sharp. So now let me record arm the drum. Let's keep repeating this process. For example, another one. So I'll hold that note. It's a C4, so I'll drag that chord right to the C4. It definitely takes some practice getting this right, especially when you have very few chords in the drum rack, but when you have more, it's easier. Using this technique, we'll just keep adding some more and come up with a full drum rack. This is our full final drum rack, and we've also figured out what the chords are and just written them just in case. So we have some an A sharp minor, F sharp minor, B minor 7, 9, 11, some nice chords here, and these are spread out. And we also made sure that in Dubler, we've limited the scale to only notes that have a chord on them in the drum rack. So for example, there's no chord on the D note, there's no chord on the E and F notes, there's no chord on the B and A sharp notes. So it's better to limit yourself that way, because if you have every single note active, then when you make a little mistake while singing, you're going to hear another chord. So it's good to kind of spread them out a bit to give yourself a bit of leeway while singing. Let's try recording something with this. Before recording, there's another way we can take advantage of the fact that we're not singing the root notes with the chords, and that is to add a lead. And we'll add this phase plant rhythm lead, which sounds like this. So this is going to be letting through the exact note that we're singing, and it's not going to be the root note of the chord because we didn't use the root notes while putting them in the drum rack. So for example, if I record arm this and the sampler together, you can see that having the lead is also helpful because it fills in those gaps when you sing a note that a chord sample isn't occupying. So let's record something for the track with this now. Here's our progress so far. Next, we're going to add some bass using Phase Plant's Got Juice preset. You can modulate some stereo width, room, add some slap and distortion. Has a great solid low end, perfect for this genre. So let's try to play in a line now for both these sections. That's okay for the first section. Now let's start jamming over the second section. Let's give that a listen. The last sound we're going to look at for the second section is a phase plant pad, and the preset is called PWM for Nick. And it's a lush cinematic kind of pad with a great filter envelope and PWM envelope movement. You can also determine how high the resonance is here. There's some nice detune controls mapped to a bunch of parameters here. Let's just see how that sounds quickly. And we've also added a chord MIDI device for a specific chord shape, but we also want to make sure all the notes still stay in our key of B minor. So we've used the C minor preset of the scale device and set it to B. Here's how this sounds quickly. let's record that now. We can drag the notes a bit earlier. Thanks for watching. We've added a link in the description to Kilohearts' website where you can check out Faceplant and all their other cool plugins. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and we'll be sure to get back to you. For more information about Dubler, head to vochlea.com and subscribe for more videos. See you soon.